Okay, so Tuesday stars, it's loading. We're going to have our bell blocking. We're going to follow along, so make sure that you have this diagram somewhere. If you just want to screenshot and print it out, you can do that, or you can draw it. Remember, we have zones 1 through 9. We also have 2 balconies. The only person going in a balcony is going to be Belle, going to balcony left at the beginning of the song, and that's it. Everyone else is in zone 1, 2, 3 near the bottom, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I don't have the zones written in the rest of the slides because it's just so much information. I wanted to show you what on the LED screen it's going to look. So we have the bakery on stage right and the bookshop on stage left. So it's really beautiful. It's a video, so there's like clouds rolling and the fountain is going, but I just took a screenshot of it. So this is going to look really beautiful, and we can even see the castle in the background again. So this is what we all need to, this is from the audience's point of view. Okay, so you can see and look up right. That's not your right, but it's the actor's point of view. So if you want to flip it around, you're welcome to. Okay, this is our cast template and how to write down our blocking. Okay, so since I have my pencil, if my cue line is waking up to say, I'm gonna write down, I'm gonna circle that line, or if I don't even have my script, I can just write down cue waking up to say, where I'm gonna enter. So I'm gonna say what my cue line is, and what I'm gonna do during that line, and where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna cross diagonally, walk to zone 3, and I can even write down specifically the names of my friends that I'm gonna walk down to, and that will really help me remember it, okay? So how we're gonna do this is you're gonna write it down. You can rewatch the video because we're posting it online. And then we need you to physically walk around and do it in your house. So that way when we come to the studio, we already have it down. These are what our little characters are gonna look like. I don't have your names posted every single time. It's gonna say your character name. So if you are silly girl number 2 and you keep forgetting that you're Eggman, now would be a really, really good time to remember that you are Eggman. Okay, so anytime it has the girl in the purple dress or whatever your character looks like, they stay the same. Here's our next ones. Lucia, just a reminder, you also say the butcher's line, but I've taken out the butcher, so you only have one person. And Emily Peterson, you are a shepherd boy, and Eliana's the bookseller. We got everyone down. Okay, so you're remembering where you are. This is what we need to write down is our first position. Ignore the butcher. The first position that we are going to be when we're on stage. Everyone, just write it down. Remember the zones from right to left. On the bottom, downstage is 1, 2, 3. Then mid stage is 4, 5, 6. And upstage is 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if I was a milkmaid, I'm in the corner of zone 9, or you could just write stage left, or you can draw a picture of the script and write an X. Okay, so this is where we're going to end up. All right, I'll show you when you get there gradually. Okay, so the prologue happens and the narrators run backstage. And then Belle shows up, the lights go up on balcony left, and we see her singing. And on waking up to say is the cue for 5 people to move. Actually, if you come out on the little people, that would even be better, okay? So you're walking out on the words waking up to say, 5 people are gonna move: baker, eggman, fishman, sausage pro girl, and aristocratic lady. So if that's you, your cue is little people waking up, and you're gonna be walking in these positions. And we say bonjour, 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 as Belle crosses the stage, okay? There goes the baker with his tray like always is the cue for everybody else to get into their spots that I had previously listed. Okay, this is all, there goes the baker with his tray like always is also the cue for aristocratic lady to start leading the line. So Kennedy, that's you. You are gonna lead your line. So Kennedy's number 1, sausage pro girl's number 2, fishman is 3, eggman is 4. It's only 4 ladies, and you'll be walking in this direction, and this is where everyone else comes. There goes the baker with this. Now I'm getting in my spot. All right, so you already wrote down the spot. And your cue is there goes the baker. And girls are walking in the line, the 4 girls, and they're gonna end up in these positions. This is a marketplace, and we are in an old provincial town where everybody just likes to gossip and talk about fun topics like how many apples the tree had that day. Okay, so whatever we're going to be talking about, and there we're going to be like partnered off. So since aristocratic lady and lady with a cane are across from each other, they're going to be leaning in to talk. Same thing with lady with a baby and sausage curl girl. Shepherd boy, milkmaid, eggman, hat seller. You guys can be a little group of 4. Bookseller and LeFou. You guys are observing or talking, whatever you'd like to do. This scene goes on right in zone 2. Okay. Pretty soon we're going to have 6 people, lady with a cane, lady with a baby, candleman, aristocratic lady, sausage curl girl, and fishman, all downstage. Okay. Your cue is beanstalk and an ogre. That's nice. Get ready, and you're walking in partners. I think you know what partners you are because your duets are coming up. Also, during that same line, Marie, the baguettes, hurry up. This is your pattern of traffic, okay? So hat seller on Marie, the baguettes, hurry up. Now it's no wonder. You will be walking to the spot, but it's very gradual, okay? LeFou exits. When some point through that line, you are welcome to exit. Milkmaid and Shepherd Boy are going to go to the center, and Eggman is going to go hang out in zone 7. We are going to cross having a nice time. So you are wandering through a village, okay? You are not walking, oh, I have to go to the bathroom really fast and I'm walking from point A to B. You are going to meander, okay? So everyone's holding some sort of prop, okay? So the hat seller is probably holding a hat, and you're walking and you're looking up, or maybe you stop to adjust your hat and then you need to adjust your shoes, something silly. It's taking a long time, giving yourself lots of opportunity and character. Gradually go to these positions, and you're going to end up in these positions on No Denying She's a Funny Girl, that Belle. I took out and only put these 5 characters to make it simpler for you guys, okay? So everyone will be on stage, but right now this slide is just for these 6 characters, and then 5. This is where you end up on the words No Denying She's a Funny Girl, that Belle. Meanwhile, the duets, okay? You start moving on Marie, the baguettes, hurry up. And we end up in our little positions. Look, there she goes. That girl is no question. These are your little duet, and you guys can lean into the audience like you're getting them all cut up on the gossip. Okay, we're in zones 3 for the first soloist, 2 for the second, and 1 because her hat's up on some cloud. Zones 1, 2, 3. And the baker kind of just is going to hang out in front of that LED panel that says bakery, and you can kind of be organizing your tray of rolls. Meanwhile, Belle, you're going to be walking up to zone 8, and you can hang out on that riser, and you're just looking around the town and sighing. This is a pretty boring town, apparently. So meanwhile, we're all singing. This is the first time we all sing in unison. No denying she's a funny girl, that Belle. We are all going to be in these positions, so please write them down. You can write them down for your zone number, or you can just say center stage, or you can say, if you're Shepherd Boy, say I'm standing by Milkmaid on zone 5. Be as specific as you want, and remember, come back and watch this to practice. This is going to be the next traffic pattern. Baker will join Fishman and Candleman. Lady with a baby goes up and joins Eggman, and Hat Seller comes down center stage, because you're going to make up another duet. So we have, bonjour, good day, how is your family? That's you two, right in zone 2. Milkmaid and Shepherd Boy on, how is your family? That's your cue, Milkmaid and Shepherd Boy. So Emily, Peterson, and Lucia, you come and join right beside them in between zones 2 and 3, and you sing, bonjour, good day, how is your wife? I need 6 eggs, that's too expensive. This is happening in zone 3. Meanwhile, we have some exits happening, okay? So on I need 6 eggs, Fishman, Candleman, Baker, Hat Seller, Sausage Boy, Sausage Curl Girl, Shepherd Boy, Milkmaid. You're all going to be exiting stage right, wing 1, okay? And you're gonna follow in a line. So Fishman is 1, Candleman is 2, and et cetera, and et cetera. And if you guys stay in that line, it's gonna be really easy for your next entrance. So no cuts, no butts, no coconuts. Don't zigzag or cross in front of somebody. If somebody in front of you is going too slow, just politely nudge them. We're all meandering through a village. We're not in a rush anywhere. Similarly, Eggman and Lady with a Baby, you guys are exiting wing 3, stage left. So behind that panel right there, and bookseller, get ready to go to center and hang out at your bookshop. So therefore, we have all, there must be more. This is Belle's high solo. This is when we're all off stage or about to be off stage. We're following our lines. This is what's going to happen once we get off stage. This is our backstage traffic. Fishman, Candleman, and Baker are going to cross all the way backstage, and you're going to go hang out and wait in wing 3 behind Lady with a Baby. So the new line formation that's going to be hanging out in wing 3 stage left will be Eggman number 1, Lady with a Baby number 2, Fishman number 3, Candleman number 4, Baker number 5. And then Sasha's Curl Girl is going to lead the rest of her line, and you guys are going to wait in stage right wing 2. Sasha's Curl Girl is number 1, first to enter. Shepherd Boy is second to enter. Milkmaid is third to enter, etc., etc. Okay, and that's going to, remember, that's why we don't skip anybody. We just stay in those spots. Therefore, this Belle and bookseller scene, it can happen. You guys are welcome to stay in zones 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, so think about the LED panel as this kind of like diagonal place. This is where the bookshop facade is, and you can stand in front of there, but you can also just stand center, front and center. Okay, so now we have our lines that I listed off, and you're waiting to come on. Once she finishes her bookseller and she takes her book and thanks him because she's so polite, you come back on stage and you get into your lines. So you will see that if you stay kind of in your line, it's easy to get there. Okay. Boop. Boop. Bookseller finishes out the V. So you guys are kind of in like 2V formation. And we all sing, look, there she goes, that girl is so peculiar. And we're all singing. Meanwhile, Belle is just enjoying her book so much, just standing and reading your book as happy as you can. And then we all freeze in a pose, okay? So I really like the Candleman's pose. You see that? She's like, oh, okay, whatever you want to do. Or you can freeze talking to somebody. And then, oh, isn't this amazing is my favorite part, because you'll see here's where she meets Prince Charming. Throughout that, I'll kind of schedule when we're going to switch poses. On till chapter 3, Aristocratic Lady, get ready to move, and Hat Seller, get ready to move. Eggman, sort of get ready to move. Because first we have Aristocratic Lady sing her part, her solo. Hat Seller's solo is But Behind That Fair Facade. So I would, whenever you hear the word parallel, Eggman, I would start going to your spot. Because Aristocratic Lady has her solo, and she finishes that. Her looks have got no parallel. That's Kennedy. Then we look at Hat Seller, but behind her fair facade, I'm afraid she's rather odd. Then Eggman comes and stands right by Aristocratic Lady. Very different from the rest of us. All of us sing, she's nothing like the rest of us. Just different from the rest of us as well. During this part is when we have Gaston and LeFou enter again. So Gaston, just a reminder, you are not in this beginning of Belle, but LeFou is. And then LeFou meets you at the edge of the woods and you come back from your hunt. You guys are gonna come on stage from zone 9. And everyone, I have little arrows because you are gonna clear a path in the center. So everyone's just gonna go out stage, okay? So closer to a wing, into your little groups, chit-chatting away. And Gaston and LeFou will enter, and they're gonna go either on the riser or just below the riser. It depends on the height. We'll check the areas of the theater and see if we can see you according to what you need to do. So everyone is gradually continuing to go off stage, or out stage, stay on stage, but just come away from the center while they're having their lines back and forth. And Belle, you are sitting so we can see them behind you. Please come to zone 5, Gaston and LeFou, and everyone else will be kind of away from you in our own little groups, and you can have your reactions to, oh my goodness, there's Gaston, I wonder what he I wonder how this hunt went. Okay, so we have the silly girls are also Eggman, Fishman, Sausage Girl. You're dressed as silly girls. You're gonna start heading to zone 1 where Eggman is. So Eggman, you don't need to move. You have easy job. Fishman and Sausage Girl, you need to cross behind Gaston. Okay. No, be still, and you can go gradually. Okay, so I would like maybe Sausage Girl grabs Fishman, and you're like, oh, there he is. Come on, let's go get our friend, and find some action to take you there. And Gaston sings his whole solo for Belle, and Belle will be moving into zone 3, so she kind of gets up and wanders into zone 3 by the end of Gaston's solo. Then we have Silly Girls solos. Look, there he goes, isn't he dreamy? Silly Girls, since you are on YouTube watching this now, it's a good time to go watch me dancing these videos. I do Belle and Belle Reprise. There's specific choreography for you. And Gaston is just posing in zone 2, kind of in between zone 2 and 5, and you can choose. Miles, you can choose. I'm gonna notice that the girls are singing about me and feel excited by it. Valentina, you can egg them on, or Miles and Valentina, you guys can make a choice that you have no idea that they're singing to you, and you can just act oblivious and have a conversation, or we could make a silly bit. So decide what you feel your characters would be inclined to do, and I'll help you and lead you to that direction. After the Silly Girls solo, or trio, I guess, we're gonna break up into our really epic finale. And I'm giving you numbers. Lady with a Baby is Olivia M, she's number 1. Lady with the Cane is Sophia, she's 2. Kennedy is 3. Lucia, you're 4. You also have the 7th solo, but you're only keeping the number 4. And Giselle is the baker, she's 5. Fishman is 6, and 8 is Sausage Girl. You guys are going to be into a diagonal line, and everyone else is going to kind of fill in the gaps. So this is your mode of travel. Belle, you are going to be walking around kind of reading your book in your own zone, not 1 through 6 zone, but in your zone. And Gaston and LeFou are going to be going up on the riser for the purpose of I'm going to scan through the crowd and see if I can find Belle. So we're going to really dramatically find where is she. So here is some more traffic patterns, because Baker, I would like you to, you're gonna be like one of those fancy shells that goes all the way in. And Baker, you are going to follow number 4 and get into your diagonal line from there. So this is what it will kind of look like, except I've just brought 6 and 8 instead of being mid to backstage for diagonal line. I've just brought you forward. But everyone else that doesn't have a solo at the end, you are still on stage. I have just only made this slide to include those last soloists to make it clear for you how you're going to get there. Okay, so this is where you are before. You kind of swoop around and get in this fun spot. Here's what it looks like when everyone is filled in. Okay, so we have the bonjour, good day, pardon, may we, you call this bacon, what lovely grapes, on and on and on. You guys are talking to each other and there's lots going on. Okay, finally, after, oh, good morning, look, there she goes, a girl who's strange but special. The next formation that we get into is 2 lines. So you can rewatch this video and pause this part and find your character and find which direction you're going. Sausage Girl, you are actually going upstage into zone 4. There's 2 arrows on you, sorry about that. You're gonna get in these 2 lines. Okay, so the absolute finale, because she really is a funny girl, we're getting in 2 lines. So it's not drawn very straight in a line, but Fishman, Sausage Girl, Milkmaid, Aristocratic Lady, Lady with a Cane, Lady with a Baby are all in the back line. Everyone else is in the front line. A beauty but a funny girl, she really is a funny girl. We're switching lines, okay? Oops, I'm going backwards. Funny girl, bad Belle. You've switched lines, okay? Back to front, front to back. Backing up, Gaston and LeFou come and take the long way around, okay? If there's not space when we get up on the stage, you could even go completely off stage and come into zone 3. or we can kind of weave in and out of people depending on what looks best for Valentina and Miles. We are in 2 lines. Funny girl. That's when we switch. Belle, in this picture, you've made a complete loop around. So you really are zigzagging through everyone, lost in your book. And then we switch lines. Yes, this is our ending pose, guys. Gaston and LeFou are right on the corner of zone 3 because at the end of the song, Belle wanders and she's starting to go back to her cottage, but you are blocking her entrance. That's why she has to say, get out of my way. And you're like, no way, Jose, I'm going to talk to you first. This is our ending pose. And that's the end of the dance. You did it. Okay, the best thing to remember is our diagonal lines, which looks like this at the end from Bonjour, pardon, mais oui. What lovely grapes, I'll get the knife. That whole big section, we get into diagonals, all right? Almost diagonals. Then at the very end, we get in 2 lines, and then we switch the lines. Okay, then also all throughout it, it's mainly soloist comes downstage. As long as we're able to write down all our spots, we can watch this video again, and then we need to really do it in real life in person. We need to walk through and do it at our house, and then we'll be able to walk through and do it on stage.